If you think of Uber, super simple. You know what you're going to get every time, right? You hit a button, somebody shows up. Simplicity helps with success, and one of the reasons is because it helps with consistency.
Ideas are great, but you have to design your life around simplicity if you want consistency. And if you get consistency, then you'll get momentum, and then you'll get massive results. You just have to stay patient.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. It was number 809, Why Humility is So Important. Today, for episode number 810, it is Strategy Saturday, a simple way to be more consistent. I am going to let Alan run this because this was his idea.
So this idea is basically built around simplicity. So I think the reason why we are not consistent is because our lives are so complex, and they're actually getting more complex. We all have a bunch of different apps on our phone. You know, we have email, and we have text messaging, and we have WhatsApp, and we have, games on our phone, and we have, TVs, and we have laptops, and we have iPads, and we have Alexa, and we have Google Home, and the world has gotten very, very complex. And I remember talking to my mom not long ago, and she talks about how back in her day, she thinks things were a lot better. And I've mentioned that. And a lot of the older generation do believe that because things have gotten so overwhelming. Things have gotten so complex. So my point on this episode, or what I wanted to bring value to all the listeners, is design your life around simplicity. Simplicity, in my opinion, is the ultimate form of sophistication. I know it was a famous philosopher who said that. I don't know who it was. It might have been Socrates or Aristotle or whatever. But I've always felt strongly about that. And honestly, Kev, I didn't realize this. But in hindsight, looking back on why you and I are so consistent. Because statistically speaking, we look around, and this is not an ego thing. This is just trying to understand ourselves and the world. Mm-hmm. We are on the very, very, very high end of consistency. I mean, 800 episodes, And it's not just 800 episodes, but we've been doing peak performance tracking for years at this point. I think fitness, you've been working out since you were 16 years old, off and on, but pretty consistently for, 15, 17 years? I mean, how many people, statistically speaking, can say they've been consistent at weight training for 17 years? I mean, other than professional athletes, almost no one. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is it that makes Kevin and I so consistent? And honestly, I think it's simplicity. I think that you and I are pretty simple creatures. We joke about that, but we try really hard to keep things simple. And when we travel, we do the same stuff, And I think that our listeners, if they understood the root cause of why they aren't consistent, which is just complexity and this need for variety, they could at least design for simplicity. So here's my thesis for this episode. Life is going to be chaotic and complex by default, and it's getting more complex by the day, month, year because of technology, because of all these tools, because of all these softwares, because of everything. So peak performance tracking and the NLU team and what Kevin and I try to do is simplify, simplify, simplify. One of the cheat codes in my coaching, quite frankly, is what do you want to achieve in the long term? What are the daily habits that are simple that you can do every single day that will get you there? It's very simple. It's not easy, but it is very simple. And I think that if we can learn how to simplify our day-to-day life, yes, at times it is boring. I want to be transparent. At times it is quite boring, but it's not as drama. It's not as much drama. It's not as chaotic. It's simple and it's nice and it's fulfilling.
I told you this, I think I'm down 5 or 6 pounds since, when did I start? November 1st. So in 4 weeks, I'm down 5 to 6 pounds. So 1.5 pounds a week. And thank you very much. I'm convinced that this is the reason. I eat the same thing every day.
Yep.
I go to the same gym every day. I do the same cardio every day. I sit in the sauna for 20 minutes every day. It's just, when there are fewer options, there are fewer opportunities to get derailed. Like I wake up, first thing, put my AirPods in, go to the bathroom, weigh myself, write it down. Then I do my mobility while listening to something, mix up my pre-workout, head to the gym. And then I do 20 minutes of cardio and I listen to something. Do that, go in the sauna, 20 minutes, awesome. When I get home, I make oatmeal with peanut butter every single day. Same thing. every single day. I told Taryn today, it's like Groundhog Day. It's like I just do the same thing every single day. But what I will tell you is yesterday I took the day off. Everything was Jeffed because I didn't have my routine. It wasn't simple. It wasn't as simple as it usually is. So, and then one more quick story. Alan and I are combining all of our business finances together, and everything's going to be going through the business, and we're big boys now, which is awesome. But we called the bank to make an appointment. You can't go into the bank because all the banks are closed. Like they're just shutting them down. So you have to make an appointment online, and then they have to send you mail, and you have to fill out the mail, and you have to mail it back to them, and then you have to call them, and they mail you something else, and you have to send it back. And then if you get okayed, then you get to move to the next step. And it's like, that is such a tedious, confusing process. It's not simple. If you think of Uber, super simple. You know what you're going to get every time, right? You hit a button, somebody shows up. Simplicity helps with success, and one of the reasons is because it helps with consistency.
100%. And
my name is Nathan Schwermann. I'm from Lawrence, Kansas. I've been a client of Alan's for coming on 2 years now, and I really can't recommend his program enough. Alan's always there for me with great advice and holding me accountable every step of the way, and really leading by example. I've grown a lot in his program, but he's grown alongside with me, so I'd really recommend joining up on the program and joining the community.
I was trying to think of where I wanted to go with this, and I'm glad that you used fitness as the thread because it's so important. And I mean, if we were to ask ourselves, like, how many people out there want to be in better shape? The answer is every single person on earth. But again, the industry is so complex. And I remember when I was a fitness coach, fitness model, fitness competitor, I was trying to make it easier. I was studying under my fitness coach. I was trying to understand the fundamentals. And for the longest time, I was going down all of these rabbit holes of like physiology and understanding all these different things. And eventually, I just got to the point where I wanted to create a system called Naturally Fit for Life. And I didn't end up launching that program, but I did a few videos for it. But the point that I'm making here is that it came down to 5 simple things that if you did them daily, at one of our events, it was called Top Notch Live back in January of 2020. I gave a fitness speech, and at the very end, it was called My 5 to Thrive, and it was under each of these categories. I don't care about the powders or the creatines or the supplements or anything else until you get these 5 dialed in. Number 1, sleep 8 hours a night. Quality, uninterrupted sleep. Simple. Not easy. How hard is it to actually do that? It's very challenging. Super challenging. Okay, pets, kids, all that kind of stuff. Okay, sleep, number 1. Number 2, hydration. Drink 120 ounces of water per day. Super simple. If you're lighter, by the way, it's less than that. So take your body weight, multiply it by 0.6. That's how many ounces per day you should be getting. For me, it's around 128 or so. So about a gallon a day. Okay. So super simple, not easy. Super simple. Okay, by the way, Kevin has his water bottle near him, so do I.
I do.
And it's the same water bottle every single day. How long have you had that water bottle?
Well, when we did a speech at Mass Maritime Academy, I remember it was a rainstorm and I kicked my water bottle under, so I've had this one since then.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. So how many, that's 2 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin uses the same water bottle every single day.
Yep.
Always.
Same coffee mug.
Simple.
I have the same coffee mug. I basically use the same coffee mug all week.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a sicko. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a
No,
sicko.
you're simple, man. Most consistent human I've ever met in my entire life.
I appreciate that.
Genuinely, you have 19 line items on your peak performance tracking, and you have 100% week last week. That's not real.
That.
Statistically speaking, I've never met someone more consistent than Kevin Palmieri. Genuinely.
I appreciate that. Let's get that in writing. Put that as the intro, outro, and midtro, please.
Amen, brother. But I also think it's the amazing system. No, I'm kidding.
It is.
Okay,
It is.
it's part of it. Okay, so sleep, hydration, nutrition. Okay, eat in a surplus if you want to build muscle. Eat in a deficit if you want to lose weight. Training. Weight training if you want to build muscle. Cardio if you want to burn fat. A combination of both if you want. And then mobility. Stretching. Foam rolling. Like, it's not complex. It's not that complex. We complexify it because we want to believe. It's almost like a distraction. It's a distraction to complexify it. So again, the fitness industry is a multi-billion-dollar, almost trillion-dollar industry, and yet we have this obesity crisis happening, and the fundamentals are super, super simple. So I think one of the reasons why you're losing weight, everybody listening, think about, like, I want to lose 5 pounds. Everybody says that. Very few people actually do it consistently to where that actually happens. And that's not me trying to be mean. This is heart-driven, but no BS. The reason why Kevin is succeeding is because he has a boring morning. You use Audible every single morning. And then when you're on the treadmill, you listen to NLU every single time, right?
Mm-hmm. Or in the sauna.
And both apps are right there on the first page of your phone. Mm-hmm. Designed for simplicity, and I promise you, you will be consistent. We have NLU team members who have admitted that prior to being on the team, they always struggled with consistency. What they really struggled with, in my opinion, was complexity. Great ideas are great. Okay, if you're an idea person, that's awesome. Execution is different than ideas. Ideas can complexify things. And so back in my computer engineering degree, there was something called feature creep. Basically, when you're designing new software, a lot of times feature creep can take over. Think of like an application or a software that you've used that got overly complex. It was like, oh my God, there's too many options, too many features. Windows Vista was terrible way back if you're older. The point is that the iPhone, it's simple and easy to use because it's not complex. It doesn't suffer from feature creep. So my point is try not to let your ideas get the best of you. Ideas are great, but you have to design your life around simplicity if you want consistency. And if you get consistency, then you'll get momentum, and then you'll get massive results. You just have to stay patient.
Next Level Nation, if you want to be more consistent by simplifying your life, Alan has a couple spots remaining for his one-on-one coaching. I also have, I'm not going to cap it. We're just going to keep growing that side of the business. So if you're a podcaster and you feel overwhelmed by the complexity, come chat with me and we'll make it a little more simple for you and you'll be able to be more consistent. Tomorrow, we have a very, very, very special episode with Elizabeth Earnshaw at Liz Listens on Instagram. We talked all about setting boundaries with your partner, one of our favorite episodes. For those of you who don't know her, she's a licensed marriage and family therapist like Tori Aletto, so those are always very, very aligned guest interviews for us. We hope you will enjoy that. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And we do not have fans. We have family. Talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.